You are about to discover the single most powerful conversational secret that most men will never know about talking to women, and I want you to understand something before we even begin. This is not about pickup lines. This is not about memorizing scripts. By the time you finish watching this video, you will know exactly how to hold a conversation with any woman in any situation in a way that makes her genuinely want to keep talking to you. Not because you said the right thing, but because you became the right kind of man to talk to. I assure you, what you are about to learn will completely change how every conversation you have with a woman feels. For her and for you. This is you. You see a woman at a coffee shop, at a social event, through a mutual friend. The conversation starts, and within 60 seconds, it dies. Silence. Awkward smiling. One of you reaches for your phone. What went wrong? Here is what most men do. They treat conversation like an interview. Question after question after question. Where are you from? What do you do? Do you come here often? And they think this is showing interest. They think this is charm. It is not. It is pressure. Every question without a statement in between puts the entire emotional weight of the conversation on her. You are making her do all the work while you sit there collecting data. High-value men do not interrogate. They converse. And there is a massive difference between the two. Before we get into the details, I want you to change your perspective on what a conversation actually is. Most men think a conversation is an exchange of information. It is not. A conversation, especially with a woman you are attracted to, is an exchange of energy. Let me explain. Think of a tennis match. The ball goes back and forth. Neither player holds the ball for too long. Neither player refuses to return it. The rhythm is what makes it exciting, not any single shot. When you fire question after question, you are holding the ball on your side of the net and demanding she throw it back every single time. That is exhausting. That is not a match. That is a test. And nobody wants to feel tested. The men who are magnetic in conversation understand that their job is to create rhythm, not extract information. They throw the ball in unexpected directions. They add energy instead of draining it. They make the conversation itself feel like the reward, not just a means to get a number or a date. And let me back this up with what is actually happening inside her brain during that conversation. 1. Women process emotional safety and attraction through the same neural pathway. If a conversation feels tense or evaluative, her brain literally cannot register attraction. The threat response is too loud. 2. Mirror neurons activate during genuine emotional expression. When you are animated, curious, and present, her brain begins to mirror that state. You are not just talking to her. You are transferring your emotional energy directly into her nervous system. 3. Dopamine is released during novelty and unpredictability, not comfort and routine. The men who keep a woman genuinely engaged are the ones whose conversational moves she cannot predict 3 seconds in advance. This is why boring, predictable small talk kills attraction before it even starts. Conversational skill number 1. Forget everything you have heard about asking open-ended questions. On its own, an open-ended question is still just a question. I want you to replace every solo question with what I call the statement question stack. Here is how it works. Instead of asking, what kind of music do you like? You say, you look like someone with genuinely unpredictable taste in music.
Am I wrong? Do you see the difference? You led with an observation, a statement, something that reveals how your mind works. Then you invited her in.
Now she is not just answering a question, she is reacting to you. The formula is simple. Observation plus interpretation plus invitation. You notice something. You give it meaning. You invite her to confirm or challenge it. One sentence does the work of 3 questions, and it is 10 times more memorable. The principle, make her respond to you, not just report to you. Conversational skill number 2. Most men listen to the words a woman says. High-value men listen to the emotion underneath the words. This is called emotional threading, and it is the difference between a conversation she forgets in an hour and one she thinks about for 3 days. Let me show you the wrong way and the right way. She says, I just got back from Bali. Wrong response. Oh, nice. How long were you there? That is a dead end dressed up as interest. Right response, Bali. Something about the way you said that, you didn't just go there for the trip. What happened? Now you have done something extraordinary. You have told her that you hear more than her words, you have signaled emotional intelligence, and you have opened a door that most men never even noticed was there. Pick up the feeling she is broadcasting, not just a fact, and pull on that thread. The principle: she will forget what you said. She will never forget how you made her feel heard. By the way, if these tactics are already hitting different, do me a favor and hit that like button. We are pushing for 10,000 likes on this one. It genuinely helps more men find this content. Now back to it. Conversational skill number 3. I want you to stop hiding behind composure. There is a massive difference between being emotionally stable and being emotionally closed. Most men confuse the two, and it makes them come across as either boring or unknowable. Controlled vulnerability is the art of revealing just enough about yourself, your opinions, your past experiences, your genuine reactions to make a woman feel like she is actually meeting someone real, not performing for someone performing. Here is the formula, what I call the 50-30-20 rule of conversational self-disclosure. 50% of what you share should be your opinions, your actual take on things stated with conviction. 30% should be your experiences, stories that show who you are, not just what you have done. 20% should be your edges, the things you genuinely find difficult, weird, or unresolved about life. That last 20% is where real connection is made. Not in the highlight reel, not in the flex, in the honest, specific, slightly uncomfortable truth that makes her think. That is a real person, and she cannot manufacture that reaction. It just happens. The principle, invincibility, is impressive. Humanity is magnetic. You will find in the description a free conversation framework guide I put together. It maps out exactly how to structure the first 15 minutes of any conversation with a woman, from opener to genuine connection. Grab it. It is free, and it will compress weeks of trial and error into one page. Now here is the thing. You apply these skills, the conversations get better. They get longer. She is engaged. She is laughing. She is telling you things she does not tell most people. And then you have a new problem, one that most men are completely unprepared for. What do you do when the conversation is going perfectly and you still cannot tell if she sees you as a potential partner or just a really great person to talk to? How do you transition from connection to attraction without breaking the spell you just spent 20 minutes building? That is exactly what we are covering in the next episode. And I promise you, it is the step where most men completely fall apart. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss it.